My name's Anthony. I play guitar and triangle in Greenwing.
My name's Travis. I like pasta.
I'm Colton, and I like pizza.
You don't like pizza?
I'm not a big fan. I like pizza. Everyone likes pizza.
We're getting into it on this podcast. My name's Matt, and I also play in Greenwing.
And
Excellent.
we're Greenwing.
That's good, you guys. Hello, everybody at home tuning in. Welcome back this week. Good to see you guys and hear you guys. We have the pleasure of having Saskatoon's very own Greenwing in-house with us.
That's who they are.
Thank you guys for coming all the way out to Bellevue today. How in the hell are you guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I kind of slept crappy last night, but I'm happy to be here.
What happened?
Oh man, there's like a house at the
Sore
end of my
back?
block. No, there's a house at the end of my block that like the ambulances come to all the time, and I have no idea what's going on. But my one cat was real pissed about it, so he spent like 2 hours just like pacing back and forth across the house, like angry growling at the fact that like the street was lit up at 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a cat person.
I'm a cat person.
He's not.
I'm allergic to cats.
Are you a
I
dog
don't-
person?
I have a dog, but I was outvoted on that. My son and my wife wanted a dog. I did not. I've had dogs like growing up. I've probably buried like
Democracy.
14 or 18 of them like
Yeah.
throughout the course of my life living on an acreage, right? But yeah, I was outvoted, so we
You
ended
didn't
up
have
getting
a
a dog
dead thing
last
bush?
year. A what?
A dead thing bush?
Dead thing bush
No,
on the acreage? No.
That sounds like a distinctively small town thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have a bush, and behind that, that's where all the carcasses go.
Coyotes
fucked
eat.
up.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real, yeah.
It is.
Speaking of coyotes, there's some foxes in town too.
Foxes are cool.
Are we
and
gonna go
also
fox hunting after
terrifying.
this?
We totally could. I think 2 of them are injured, I think, so they'll be easy to find.
Yeah. Limping.
Hey.
Hell yeah. But fucking, I heard one crying last night just.
Yeah.
Travis
Yeah.
was
What
telling
the
me
hell?
about foxes like luring people into like.
Yeah.
Because we were small animals, they can like sound like crying girls in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
It-
pretty messed up.
That was one of the first years that we were living here, and we had the window cracked, and
You can hear that
we
yelp.
were like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I actually had to YouTube it. Like, what does a fox sound like? Oh,
What does the fox say?
Perhaps the greatest thing to ever come out of Russia.
yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm very excited to have you guys here. Colton, I have to address this to
Loot.
what?
Loot.
Loot. We finally got you here, bro. So I appreciate you coming out, man. It's crazy how many bands you perform with, and I think like we've had them all here, but you've never been able to make it.
Yeah, I was supposed to be here for a while.
Dude, so
Yeah, I'm
we
here.
appreciate you guys coming in.
Finally.
I want to kind of dive right in to the newest album you guys got. I got like a shit ton of fucking questions for you guys. It's been a couple of years since you guys have been on the podcast here. So I basically want to know like everything you guys have been doing the last couple of years, and how did you get to where you are from the last time we were in the studio with you guys. So I'm trying to
Actually,
figure out.
they also played Moose Fest last year.
That's right. And we had you guys out in Bellevue here. You guys are not strangers to Bellevue, Saskatchewan, as you did perform at Moose Fest. But I feel like Mark and I talk about Moose Fest every week, so I kind of really don't.
That's
know.
because it's coming up
gotta
August
push it,
10th.
yeah.
Get
Well,
your tickets at Moose Fest.
It is. Yeah, there you go. But yes, so I want to talk about this new album you guys have, like what kind of the process you guys had in releasing it and getting it out there. Because you guys, in the last 2 years, in my opinion, holy shit, man, you guys have just like skyrocketed out. Like I see your guys' posts on social medias and where you guys are performing and touring and all of that. And it's just like, how in the flip are you guys doing this and being everywhere?
We're really tired.
I was going to say, so what's the question?
Well, the question is...
Everything all at once.
It's a loaded question. But let's just keep focus on this new album for right now. Like how long has it been released for as of now?
It came out on May 15th.
On May 15th.
March 15th.
Yeah.
March 15th. Yeah, it came out on March 15th. So whatever that is.
How long have you been working on it?
Not long enough, to be honest.
It was really fast.
I think we wrote the first couple songs off it last summer.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of between festivals when Colt had joined the band and started touring with us, we started kind of like just tossing together ideas in the jam space, and a few songs on the record came together, like, you know, kind of in that like classic organic, you know, just a band sort of figuring things out type fashion.
Right.
And then I feel like I would describe Travis as being the one who like sits us down every 6 months and goes, guys, what are we doing? Guys, what's the next plan? And then on that 6 month sit down, Travis was like, so when's the album happening? And I think my response was, we just put out an album, buddy.
Yeah.
But you need a person like Travis because nothing happens.
Yeah, no,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we I think we really started putting like a concerted effort into like finishing and like putting together an album and track listing and stuff like that. Kind of fall going into like, I think like September, October was really when we were like, okay, this is going to be an album. Let's get it happening. Let's wrap it up. And that coincided with Travis taking a job posting teaching up north.
Yeah, perfect timing.
So yeah, of course, yeah. So, it was like sharing demos over the phone and like really long message chains, and then when Travis was in town, doing really long jams, and when he wasn't in town, working on things without him. And then eventually that did lead to kind of the writing process really getting sorted out, which is cool because I feel like the distance and like the way that happened kind of allowed a few of the tracks to really develop in a different way than they normally would if we were all in the same city. And then November we started recording. Yeah. So really, really tight turnaround. Like we started recording in November to release the full album in March. But the first single for it was out. Was that February 1st?
That was March 1st,
March.
wasn't it? Or was no,
A week or
February.
two before.
No, in February. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. It was really fast. Like I feel like there was like about a 3-month period there where we're all very in it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So when you guys are like in the process of creating the album and you're in there recording it, do you guys have any thoughts going into it, like how to, I guess, start marketing and start promoting that another album is coming out? Like, are those discussions happening, or is it only once you've got the final product where you're
Yeah.
like, all right, now we have this
It was
thing?
happening as we went.
Yeah.
Little chats here and there and how we were going to do it. And then eventually when it came time to make the decision, we just kind of sat down and here's the dates, here's how we'll do it. And then
Right.
I just stuck to a plan.
Yeah.
From there.
Like I think we drew out a timeline including like we picked like specific dates for 2 singles to come out, and we had booked the album release show before we started recording the album.
Oh, we didn't have all the songs written yet.
No, we had
Interesting.
deadlines, we had release dates, and we were like single 1, single 2 album, and we knew like the trajectory of the plan while we were still finishing the writing stage of the album, which is a move.
Yeah.
I like it because then it's like
You have to.
you have to
have
do
to.
it. It's like a shit or get off the pot type of deal, right? So I like it. It's
Oh, and
motivational.
boy, did we shit.
freaking rights. I'm trying to remember some of the last time we had you guys on. I know that you guys each individually were not in control, but were kind of like in charge of specific things. Like if I'm not mistaken, Travis, you were like the one who was in charge of the social media posts and aspects. I think?
of social media. So like Matt did the posting and I would do like comments and replies.
Aha.
And then we still kind of take that on. Everyone has a little bit of what they do.
Right.
Anthony does stuff too. Cole.
Stuff.
I'm
We
good
kind of
at
split it
stuff.
out.
They're in the band
Stuff.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone kind of makes sure they have some roles that takes pressure off each other's shoulders.
Definitely.
Nice.
So how is it? I guess a question would be, how has this album been received so far to date compared to Late Bloomer?
That's a good question.
And what's it called? Because I see the album cover and I can't.
Eatin It.
That's the,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like we probably all have different takes or feelings about how it's been received.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I feel like people have. It feels like people have grabbed onto it faster, because there's an existing base of people that are interested in what we're doing and enjoying what we're doing. But then also it was like really honestly scary to play new music for the first time in front of a release show audience, because on the previous album cycle we had been touring and playing shows before ever releasing any of it.
Right.
So the night that album came out and we were playing a release show on it, people had already been singing along to those songs for 6 months.
Right.
We already knew how they landed with an audience. We already saw the way people sort of participated in the show in relation to them. And this one obviously felt like much more of a risk, because there's no way to really gauge it besides being confident in what you're making. Yeah. And we did go out of our way to like limit how much of the new music we were performing prior to the release to make sure that, because there's an audience that's actually interested in it now, let's actually give them something new to experience. Let's not like trickle it onto them slowly.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So
Where do you
it's-
guys stand on that?
Yeah, I think you pretty much summed it up with that.
Hell yeah.
So it's kind of nerve wracking because you don't know how it's going to be received, but it's also like, well, these people are already fans, so how bad can it really be?
Yeah, like I feel like I was going into it like genuinely worried, because like I put weird pressure on myself and shit, and I feel like it was like all three of you guys being like, "Dude, it's gonna be fine. Shut up. We're practicing."
That's
Like-
everything.
Like the
Pretty
show is
much,
going to be
yeah.
good. So that's Anthony's role in the band.
Yeah, tell Matt to shut up.
I'm not so much the shut up. I'm just like the one that has just like the craziest, wildest dreams in my head, and I just say it like it's gonna happen.
You
And
manifest
everybody's just like,
the
"What the
craziest
fuck?"
shit.
Um, You pretty much Matt is kind of the we'll do this what we've been doing, and I'm like, yeah, but we could like push a little farther, and then Anthony's like, but what if Dave Grohl picks us up? And Cole's like, I'm here to hit drums, yo.
Hey,
Freaking
you
nerds.
never know. That's all I say. You never know. You guys, you never know.
So what if Dave Grohl would show up? Would you freak out?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I would flip.
Cole would
You're-
quit the band.
I
He's
would
not
flip
for
out.
that.
Yeah.
You're a big Foo fanboy.
I am very big Foo
Yeah.
fan.
I
Yeah.
as well.
Would you say that? So that would Foo Fighters be like your ultimate?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. How about you guys? All around the table. Who?
Favorite bands?
Yeah.
In relation to this band or just in general?
I'm
general.
saying in general.
Oh.
Rainbow Kitten
I
Surprise.
knew you were gonna say that.
They're my
I knew
favorite
that
band.
too. I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quiet about it. It's
No,
my
it's-
favorite band.
It's important to like what you like.
I have many favorite bands. Like I have a Led Zeppelin tattoo, but like the number one reason I play guitar is because of Kiss and like Ace Frehley. That's just Ace Frehley from Kiss. That's just
Not his solo career, just him.
no
from
man.
Kiss.
I love his solo stuff.
Oh,
too.
okay, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, he has,
Okay.
he has one fan then, I
He's got a couple, my dude. He's
And
got
the
a
Kiss
really
Army is
big
gonna
Twitter
come for you
following.
guys.
Man, it's really hard to nail it down. I feel like a couple bands that have been like extremely important to me are probably like Alexis on Fire and maybe Pup. I'm pretty musical ADD. Like every week I'm finding something and I'm into it. And even when I'm like trying to actively write new music, there's different bands in relation to, you know, when I'm writing that I'm into. So like the stuff I was really listening to a lot on repeat during the first album was not the stuff I was listening to during the second album.
Right.
At all,
Right.
which is maybe healthy.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. How about you?
I would agree. What, my all-time favorite?
Yeah. They might not know.
We're watching you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like scared to say because I don't want to offend anybody.
What?
I would say Greenwing's my number. No. No, I'll be dead honest with you. In the last few years, I think my number ones that I spin the most of, honest to God, number 1 and number 2 is the hour hand and the radiant. I think
Cool.
that's
I love
I
hour
fucking
hand.
that those are my all-time go-tos. Like
Radiant just put out a really good single.
I
Oh, it's
agree,
so
dude.
good,
Yeah. Isn't
yeah.
it?
Yep.
Yeah. So those are my top 2. But I mean, if we were to go more like mainstream, it's Metallica. 100%. It's fucking Metallica, number 1.
And
And I
he's a
think
Metallica
it
guy.
always will be.
Big time. That was my first concert my dad took me when I was in grade 3, and it's just there's things I can't tell you all about it, but it was lovely.
Hell yeah. Freaking right.
You learned something about yourself that night.
I learned things about things. Yes.
Oh man.
Mark, what's your favorite band?
All-time
Taylor
mainstream Taylor Swift. Yeah, no. Queen.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, strong choice.
Second would be Foo Fighters. But then if we look at indie stuff, yeah, the Hour Hand. I saw them last week at the street fair again, and it's like they get better every time they go on stage.
They're
Yep.
it's they just every time they release something or doing something, it's different.
Yeah.
It's I don't want to say it's not consistent because it is as they are like growing and getting bigger and better and stuff. But sound wise, it's changing, it's evolving, and I just
I feel like they very bravely indulge all of their ideas, like
Yeah.
things going into all the opposite corners, and that's like I feel like that's honestly a hard thing to do as a band because you're trying to find like an identity. So doing that and doing that well is a difficult thing.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
But I do have to say that I really enjoyed the Greenwing Eatin It album.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. I remember the first time I saw Greenwing perform. It was at that Irish pub in Regina.
O'Hanlon's.
Hell yeah,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
That was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
you came
time I
out to
saw you
that.
guys play, and that stage is like fucking 9 feet off of the ground or whatever, and Travis is up there jumping off the stage onto the tables and back on it. It's just like, oh shit, dude, just all over the
Two
place.
years later, and not much has changed.
Oh man, you guys are wild up there. Holy shit, do you guys ever get that crowd roaring, man? I applaud you for that. That's not an easy feat right there.
It feels like that's also the point of the band. Entertainment.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
It's just going out there in the most us way possible. It doesn't matter
Yep.
what you do or how hard you go, as long as you're doing it in a way that's true to yourself. It's gonna land.
Yep.
Definitely. I would agree wholeheartedly.
Living in sin never felt so good, like a stump from a bar at 20 years old to a car, waiting to take me home. Busy and spinning, warm in my bed. I don't work in the morning, no overhead
So because of how I don't want to say wild, but all the energy that you guys have when you're performing live on stage, question for you guys is how difficult was it for you guys to try and like dial it down a little bit for what you guys did here for us today?
Oh, I overthought it for like, yeah.
The initial
Fuck
discussion
that.
we had about how to do this was just like it was way too complicated.
I called you. My answer was just throw a damn Greenwing show.
Yeah.
If we were allowed to have people in here, I would have thrown people in the van and brought them.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
So Travis had called me a few weeks ago. As you guys know, in past episodes, sometimes there's like a live audience here when we were doing them in the other room there when the bar was open, and Travis was asking like if we could have a bunch of people here, but unfortunately, because the restaurant here is still under construction, we are not allowed to open it up to the public. But yeah, Travis would have brought like probably 20 or 30 people here and just had a huge freaking party. But
Yeah, that would have been a bitch to mix, but whatever.
We'll do it sometime when things open up.
fucking rights. I would love for you guys to be coming back here whenever you want, whenever you guys flipping want. The door's always open.
I will play your basement. I don't give a shit.
Your flooded basement.
My
one
flooded
that's
Is your
basement.
basement flooded right now?
Yeah.
Are we talking like ankle deep or?
An inch. I had an inch of water throughout the whole basement. So
We'll play your living room.
there you go. You can play upstairs. Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, the backyard.
Well, the backyard is Moose Fest, basically.
That's true, yeah.
So you guys
We've done
did
that
play my
already.
backyard, essentially.
Guess you
Like,
gotta have us at Moose Fest again.
hell yeah. Like that, the house on the corner right here.
Yeah.
That's my house right there.
Oh,
right
cool.
there, right there.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I'm literally across the road from here.
Sweet.
Fucking A. I could
Easy
see the
commute.
So you
moose.
drove here.
Yeah, I did.
did.
Mark picked me
I
up. Mark picked me up and drove here. But yeah, that Moose Fest stage, I can see it from my kitchen window.
Not anymore. Not this year.
No, yeah, not this year.
I can see it from my bed.
Yeah.
my kitchen
We actually moved Moose Fest not
Where is
very
it?
far.
Where's
We're
it going now?
that way.
back at the hall. So year one, we did it at the hall. And then years 2 and 3, we did them outside at the sports ground there.
Yeah.
This year, we're going to bring it back to the hall there. And realistically, it's just budget cuts. Really, like that stage is that we had the last couple of years is so freaking expensive, dude. So it was like, all right, do we want to do this again, or we figured we'd just kind of scale it back a little bit, go back to similar to year one, and then in hopes that we can have a few sellout shows. And if that's the case, then we'll bring it back to the
Well, and like
sports ground.
consolidating your audience in a slightly smaller space too. Like, I think from like an audience standpoint, like that feels a lot bigger. That feels a lot more like significant because you're just like it's not an open field where people can just like wander off.
From a
Well,
musician
exactly.
standpoint too, when
Yeah.
people are condensed in with
Oh
you. get
yeah,
to
dude,
interview
I would
exactly.
I would always take a club over like a festival stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we feel too. Like we can have the same amount of people that we have in the field in the hall, and the hall feels packed.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
outdoors is like, oh, there's nobody there.
Yeah, there was the last couple of years we were averaging around like 400 ticket sales for Moose Fest, and to have those 400, I missed that.
I got you.
Is that Travis on it? Oh hell yeah, dude!
That's Travis. That's Travis wearing a shirt
I almost
that has
wore
Matt
it.
on it.
Dad, I'm calling you out right now.
So at a show we played last week, Travis showed up and he's hyping up this shirt he has, right? And he's like, "Oh, I got the best shirt for stage. Like it's a picture of my bass. You'll really like it." Puts it on. It's me acting like a dummy playing his bass. So then my partner Marley grabbed a photo of it and sent it to me and was like, "Yo, you gotta get this on a shirt." I was like, "You're right." So I called Travis's dad
Hell yeah!
and
Who owns
M-
M2S
M2S
Graphics?
Graphics.
yeah, so I got him in on it, and he charged me nothing because he's a saint. And
I look really fucking good, man.
That is true.
This might be my favorite shirt.
Oh man, I look fucking good.
I was so the debate was, did I whip it out here or did I wait till on stage at
Trelapa.
Trelapa on the weekend? And I figured here's better. 'cause
I'm
we
a
can
little
immortalize
pissed
it.
you didn't do it for the acoustic set.
Well, no, I needed the reaction, right?
The camera would have been on me.
I wanted I picked this spot so I could stare in your
Hell yeah! That's so gnarly, dude. Your dad posted a video the other day and I fucking spit out my coffee. I laughed so hard.
Him dancing at his
At the-
motorbike?
at the
I
gas
had no
pumps?
idea they were
Oh
even
my
filming that. That's just how he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's freaking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
He's good people.
He is.
He,
I would agree.
We're gonna do an official shout out. M2S Graphics.
M2S Graphics.
Yeah.
That's
Does,
right.
Does amazing.
They press
great
all the
stuff.
official Greenwing merchandise.
Hey. So is that who did these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Beauty. What is that?
It's a T-shirt.
No,
Oh, that's not.
That one's a tri blend.
Yeah.
a what?
A tri blend, the shirt.
Don't worry about it. He doesn't know what that means.
I got
T-shirt
like,
good.
hot glue on my shirt. Yeah, come staying. Fuck. Better not
So,
be.
anyways, what question were we on?
Moosefest, something.
Oh, I was just gonna
let's-
say
let's
we
move
were
on from
talking.
Moosefest.
Yeah, I want to move. We can maybe
We're talking
cut
about
that,
you,
but
not Moosefest.
I was just saying how like we're averaging around 400 in ticket sales, and to have those 400 people at the sports ground, like aesthetically, looks like 20 people.
Well, it's just spread out, right?
Exactly. It's such a like that sports ground can hold like 3,000 people or whatever, and then when you have 400, it looks like nothing.
But you put them
So-
in the hall.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's kind of
Yeah.
where I was at. Plus, the budget cuts thing was the main reason why it was like
Yeah.
I don't want to spend that.
It was
I can-
either not do Moosefest again or scale it back to the hall.
No,
So-
do it in the hall.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
it in the hall.
exactly. So we're still going to
School
use.
gymnasium.
I would play a gym. Let me tell
No,
you.
the gym is smaller than the hall. So
Well, this gym is.
Actually, we played a gym like 3 weeks ago.
It was awesome.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Muscadet had us.
Oh, yeah.
on. And it
Hell
was
yeah.
honestly great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking rights. Like, yeah, you guys are like always. It appears that you guys are like always touring, always on the road. Would that be accurate?
You've fallen for our trick.
Is that what it is? It a trick? Man, you guys are just lighting it up. I love it though.
The key is to always have things to post about and like posting enough in advance so that that perception is there that we're always doing, because we are doing lots, but
Yeah.
it's just like it feels like we're doing a lot more.
Right.
Because sometimes
often.
Travis is gone for months.
Hey, I drove back every weekend for shows.
Well, no,
did you-
and not even that. This guy right here plays like probably a minimum 3 shows a week. Like
Because he's in. How many bands are you in?
2.
Not, yeah. I guess, yeah, two-ish.
no, I mean,
two-ish?
how many bands do you play for though?
Yeah, quite a few, I
It's a
guess.
different
Yeah. Yeah, like I would say this is like the only band I'm like
A fit like
currently,
yeah,
like, officially in.
committed.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just like I play with Caitlin, I play with my brother LJ, a couple side gigs there and there, but yeah.
You're really underselling it.
Yeah.
I think so,
Colt
too.
is so
Yeah.
damn
Sometimes,
busy.
yeah, sometimes it's like every weekend there'll be a gig usually. Yeah, it's cool.
Freaking rights.
Are you
The-
guys in other bands? Like,
Nobody will put up with me like they will.
okay, so you formed your own band. That makes
I'm
sense.
officially in one band, and that's Greenwing, and then I also session gig with a few humans here
Yeah.
and there, and kind of whoever needs it.
Hell
I play
yeah.
in Softland as well. I play
yeah.
bass in that band, and I play with Kiss sometimes too.
Right.
I do like the odd sideman fill in, but like emphasis on the odd. Like I'm Anna Haverstock's third call for bass. So like I'm doing a couple gigs this summer because other people weren't available.
Hey, yo.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah, but you're also busy with your rainy day recording.
I say yes to a lot of stuff.
So,
So
that-
if you need a producer,
that's right. Could you like? Can you tell us in the audience like what are some bands that you've had come in the studio?
Like this year,
and
Sure.
who are you recording now?
I just finished an album with Morgan Robertson. Jeez, I always do that. Morgan Robertson. I know my client's name.
She's a gem. She's
yeah,
great.
and her new album is super good, dude. So just finished a full length album with her that's going to come out sometime eventually. What am I in the middle of right now? I finished a record with Unproductive. There's a really great record from a guy called Niall Segovia coming out soon. First single drops in July, I believe. There's a new Adam Swam album that has to come out, but Adam put it out. Come on, do it. It's done.
Come
So
on,
it's done.
Adam.
Oh,
just
it's
on
it's
Adam.
it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Adam has to put it out. You know, the minute you asked me, my brain went blank.
Adam was on a single cover for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, who's the grumpiest, most ornery looking person we could get to put on a cover, and it was Adam. So we called him and talked him into it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
When
called him and told him he was doing it.
He didn't say no.
nice.
And he did it. So
Yeah.
When working with these other artists in the studio, is it hard to separate yourself from like your projects, like with Greenwing, and then focus on theirs? Is it
I feel like it's easier because with Greenwing I have personal feelings, and like a lot of the lyrics I write are about things I like really care about or feel connected to. And like it's a band with 3 other people who have like opinions and feelings and ideas, and so I end up being like a lot more emotionally invested in the Greenwing stuff. And like when I do have an idea, but it's not in line with other people's idea, I feel like I go to battle for it a lot more. And then with the studio stuff, I'm, like obviously I'm going to argue what I think is the best move, and I'll make my pitch, but like I think I'm a lot quicker to let it go and fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I'm kind
When
of
after
made, yeah, when I'm made aware that like my idea is not really in line with what they're after, because at the end of the day, like my job is to help them make the best record they can, and
Yep.
sometimes that means using my taste, and other times that means I'm just there to document.
right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
cool.
when writing lyrics for Greenwing's projects or songs material, all of the above, is it a collaborative effort, or is it just like one of you is focused on like the melody and then the other one's on lyrics, or like what's the writing process for Greenwing when going in the studio and
Lyrically or
creating?
like everything?
Yes.
Everything?
Let's just talk about it all. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of someone, usually Matt right now, but it is kind of coming in a direction where I do believe everyone's going to start bringing ideas, and it's always a morphing thing, which is really, really cool. But someone brings an idea to the table, and then we kind of jam it out, and from there we dissect it and decide what parts can go, and kind of every song's a little bit different.
Yeah, like
especially
especially on this last record, I think every song kind of grew completely differently. Like as we kind of mentioned earlier, like there's a few songs where like at least like the baseline instrumentals for them were like done and completed fully in the room, and there was a lot of instances of like people pushing ideas, and like it definitely wasn't like one person's concerted idea ever. And there's like tons of points on the record where like one person's vision really shines through, like that there's like this really cool like post-chorus like kind of like bridge solo-y part at the end of the song Eatin It, and that was Anthony's idea. Like we had a song right up until about there, and then he's like, guys, I think something like this has to be here, and he pitched something that was like pretty off base from the rest of the song, and it's like a big tonal shift. And then so we chased that, and like I'll be the first one to say, like, I did not see the vision when you were like super on with it. You're like, this is it, and I'm pretty sure I gave you the
because I was just like, we were like ripping it, and everybody was really excited, and then I was like, guys, wait. I was hearing the chorus progression kind of backwards in my head, and I was like, okay, I'm hearing this, hear me out.
And dude, it's like, it's genuinely like the highlight of the song. It's like it's a point in the set where the energy like really opens up, and it feels like this really like important like part in the live show. And like that was something that like it was definitely like a singular idea that we then built upon. And like that was definitely a case where like it's a good thing there was 2 other people in the room besides me to be like, no, let's hear this out, because I was super willing to shut it down because stubborn and stupid, right? And now in hindsight, it's the highlight of the song. Like it needed that. There's a couple songs on the album where they were written pretty much just on acoustic guitar, and then the band had their way with them and like really built them into what they are.
Right.
And then there's like a few instances where like the band would jam out, and we'd like organically like come to a cool idea, and then I'd take that idea home and like spend some time with it and sort of work out some lyrical ideas or themes, and then bring it back to the band, and then the band would be like, okay, that's cool, let's take it in this direction now and build the next section. There's a song on the record where like the band wrote the whole instrumental front to back. We thought it was really cool. I took it home and just wrote lyrics to it in my own time, brought it back, and Travis kind of pulled me aside and was like, yeah, we're not singing that chorus. Where like you need to rewrite that. I didn't see it. I was like, oh, think it's a great chorus, and it wasn't. And now I think it's a great chorus. But I don't know, it's kind of humbling when you're excited about something and your friends are like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
my favorite song on the album is what's it called? That Was Yesterday, or
Better than
Better
It's
yesterday.
Better Than Yesterday.
Why?
Who wrote that?
Oh, okay. My question first, then
Yeah.
we'll answer you.
Why
Why
is-
is it your favorite?
I don't know. It's one of those sing-along ones. It gets stuck in your head, and it's I don't know.
Colt's having a validating moment.
Why? What's the story
Cole
here?
doesn't like it.
Oh,
No, I don't
no,
know
no,
much about
What
it.
if we
It's
just released it for a video and like all of us I think pushed different songs and Colt was like, "This is the song for the video." And
Did I?
yeah,
Yeah, you
You were the one who stood the ground on that. Like we all thought something different, and you're like, no, guys, it's this, and we're like, really? And you were really firm about it, and we're like, okay, Colt's probably
don't
right.
remember that. I was just laughing because they said like they like it because it's like a sing-along song,
Ah,
and it is like kind of our like most sing-along. Of the
definitely,
album.
it's
it
got
is.
that call and answer like punk chorus thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones where the whole instrumental, or at least the instrumental in its separated parts, was completely done. And then it had to get turned into something like that. That song, like obviously it can be played on an acoustic guitar, but it's not. It's a song where I would think the arrangement is extremely important in the like the impact of it and the way it builds and falls. So like I didn't have any lyrical ideas at all for that song until all the separated parts were built, and then even then, I think I came in with 2 verses maybe, and there was no chorus yet. And then after we kind of like built it in that way, I think then we came up with the bridge section, which was again, I think an Anthony pitch. I think you pitched the halftime like breakdowny bridge section.
Possibly.
That feels like
Yeah.
you.
Possibly.
Maybe.
We all
Maybe it
don't
was.
remember.
Yeah. we wrote a lot of music in a very short period of time.
I would presume it starts to like kind of all blend together, right? When you're in the studio for as long as you guys are.
Yeah, I
Trying
honestly
to-
thought we all wrote that one together after a Value Bandit show.
The chorus for sure. I know we
Yeah.
all wrote the chorus together, which is the best part of the song, so that makes sense. Yeah.
What would you guys say is your favorite song on the album?
And why?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's really hard. I really like playing at the time just because I can go nuts on the guitar. But like my favorite one, it might be "Come Clean," just because like I'm not trying to compare us to another band, but like when we play the chorus, I seen Kings of Leon at Saskatchewan Center there quite a few years back, and I remember like there was like bubbles and like a bunch of lights and stuff. And when we do not to compare stuff, maybe Bubbles and Lights is us, but when we play the chorus of that song, I just think of that and I'm like, man, I hope I could play that in a stadium one day. You know?
It
Yeah.
does feel
I
like a
wanna do that.
stadium chorus.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
with you guys.
That's a great idea for Moose Fest. Bubbles.
Bubbles and lights.
Yeah.
Good bubbles.
What do you got?
Yeah, my favorite song's Enough. Like it has been since we wrote it. I don't know.
You were so excited. When
I
that
love that
got
song.
written.
It just hits so hard. It's really quick. It's 2 choruses. It's in my opinion the catchiest like post chorus. Like the post chorus to me is like probably the catchiest part of the entire record, in my opinion.
So those high oohs, you're the one who pushed for them to be like not. I think it was Colt who was pushing for the high oohs to be like really like falsetto instead of us like just yelling them.
That was
Like
me
that.
and Anthony.
Well, that was you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. Colt's like, I'll take the credit.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Well,
Was
fine.
Yeah.
Very catchy one. I like "Come Clean" though. "Come Clean's" like I think has my favorite drum part I wrote. It's yeah, "Come Clean."
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm torn. I feel like my 2 favorite songs are my favorite songs for like egotistical reasons. So like full transparency on that one. I really, really like Consequences. Because I feel like personally speaking, I did a really great job lyrically of like rhythmically slotting into the like pre-established rhythm section groove and like playing it in like a really fun way that keeps the listener really engaged. And it's also like lyrically, it's a song that is very it's like a narrative, I guess. And I don't have a lot of songs that are narratives. They're more a lot of lyrics I tend to write end up being like throwing a bunch of feelings at something and sort of turning it into something people think is happy and want to sing.
Right.
But that one feels like it has more of like a narrative arc, and that's something I hadn't been able to do up until then. So I feel really good about that song because of that.
Hell yeah.
And then At the Time for me is like that's the song that feels the catchiest on the record to me. And I feel like when we were working on that song as a band, there was like a couple moments where I felt like I had like really clear ideas of like how the choruses should build and drop, and like Anthony has these really cool like little post chorus like solos that I kind of like threw him into the fire and said, "Yo, you have to you're doing something right here. Like I hear it, I have the vision, but I can't play it because I'm not Anthony." And I feel like it was like that serendipitous little moment where like what he delivered on the very first jam while we just had an iPhone out in the room is like fairly close to what's on the record, because it was like one of those moments where just like the right things lined up. And I think that song just for me felt really great to create, and it's always a highlight for me to play in the set.
It's just puppy love. She's got enough facts. So take your lumps, your teenage drag. We listen to pop punk, misogynistic drag. Finding comfort in cliches, how we're incorrect. I hate the part of me that I did that way. I burn the body and forget those days. I gotta be alright if you're not okay. I was a shitty friend yesterday. That's an explanation, but not an excuse for the ideals we echoed and the hate we spewed. We hid behind boys will be boys, no regards for what was said. It still mortified me how easy it was to say I wish you were fucking dead. I hate the part of me that I did that way. I'll burn the bodies and forget those days. I gotta be alright if you're not okay. I was a shitty friend yesterday. Growing up means accepting faults and realizing it's not always simple like you thought. Yeah, they might be assholes, but it could be you. Maybe there's a reason they stopped calling to say they miss you. I hate the part of me that I did that way. I burn the bodies and forget those days. I gotta be alright if you're not okay. I was a shitty friend yesterday.
Freaking rights, man.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys release the album and stuff, like the only experience Mark and I have with like releasing any type of music content is the work that we've done with Josh Stump.
Yeah.
Like we fucking talk about him. I'm sure every episode his name gets dropped. I'm
Gotta
sure of
hype
it.
your artist,
But
man.
that's all we know, right? Is how we did it there. Now and basically all we did was we hired radio trackers to just get it out there. That's what we did. We signed the check. That's all we did, right? So I'm curious, like, how does Greenwing get there? Do you guys like have radio trackers out there? Or are you guys like a Caitlin Lehner and tracking it all yourselves and sending it out to the radio stations and doing all that yourselves?
Yeah,
Is it-
pretty much we do it all ourselves. We don't really focus on commercial radio too hard. If we notice that that a radio station is taking interest, we'll send them an email and send them the tracks and ask them what we can do. Focus on a lot of community radio and then playlisting.
Right.
Playlisting is kind of the new radio tracking, in my opinion. And I personally think this is, some people might not agree, but I personally think it's like low key going to take over that industry a bit.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think I agree.
It's everything.
I think there's going to be a lot of changes. I feel a change coming.
Yeah, like there's a lot that could be had about that conversation of streaming. I don't want to get into that, but on like the money side of it, but on the looking at it as like an accessibility tool for music, not only does it like give us as artists the ability to like reach out to other humans and be seen, it gives humans that don't necessarily play music an ability to have like a musical role. Like you guys have a musical role with what you do.
Right.
And it's really important, and I think we need people like that in our scene. But the fact that people can like make playlists and push it and curate a vibe and send it is like such an important part of modern music culture.
I think it creates like another like periphery role, similar to like there's a good amount of people who like write for music blogs or do photography or whatever in context of like the live music scene who are definitely not musicians.
Right.
And all they're doing is they're helping like bolster the existing music scene and creating their surrounding scene, because scene as a whole is like, it's not just the people who see shows and it's not the band members who go see their other friends' bands play. It's the person who comes to a show every night at Amigos who's never played in a band. It's the person who scours local blogs and finds the music they like and comes to the festival. And the minute you get past like that first level of like whatever the scene is and you're past the musicians and you're into kind of like the accessory people, I think that's like a really important thing. And with what you were saying, it's like, yeah, community radio exists and there's people who do a great job of like exposing new music that way. But if you're looking at like you know, how many listeners are reached through that and stuff like that, playlisting is huge in comparison. And it's arguably more accessible too, because it's not really moderated by anything other than your individual taste.
Right.
Yep.
It's the
Right.
best part, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You do some writing too here and there, huh?
Not well.
Oh, I didn't say that.
I try to kick back into the community when I can, and I just, you know, review the odd thing I haven't worked on for some blogs.
Yeah.
Nothing super serious.
I didn't even know that.
Doesn't matter.
That's good. That means I'm doing it right.
Hell yeah. Freaking right. Let's talk about the songs you guys performed for us here today. Now, I know you guys came in prepped to do 2, and I did ask you to do 3. So you guys threw in a third one.
It was
so
more
I
of a
thank you.
suggestion.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah, I didn't
You wanna
tell
do a
you. I didn't
third?
No, he
force you
forced
to do
us.
it or
We're
nothing.
suggestible people.
and then all of a sudden there was a third song.
Yeah.
Out of the
But
blue.
let's
It was great.
so curious why you guys chose the songs that you chose for here today. Is there a specific reason why these songs, or
What's your thoughts?
Social Cues is like usually our ender song of every set. So, and like everyone loves it. It's a catchy song. So that's one reason why, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree that with Social Cues. That it's just a good sing along, and we wanted to represent the old record too. You know?
It's upbeat. It's fun. People liked that song.
It's not
quite
too
a bit.
heavy, so like translates well to acoustic.
Yeah.
Say what's on your mind behind those haters. sore eyes. I suck at reading your intentions. Give me a sign or someone to say it's plain as day. Can't you see? Man, it all gets by me. The things you do tell the truth about you, or tell the truth about you, about you. Yeah, tell the truth about you. Now I gotta ask, am I crazy? Lately picking up on these clues. I'm sure it's nothing, just some stupid shit you do. So don't worry the lead, make it easy, pretty please. I miss so much when I try to read between the lines. I don't have the key to see the things you do to tell the truth about you. And tell the truth about you. About you. Oh, tell the truth about you. Yeah. About you. Ooh. About you. Ooh. Now, call me crazy now. Let me off the hook, laugh it off. Yeah, just walk away. Let's pretend I didn't say all that shit the other day. 'Cause I know I dropped the ball, overthinking every text, seeing meaning where there's nothing, because I'm socially inept about you. Yeah, tell the truth about you. About you. Oh, tell the truth about you. Yeah. About you. Ooh. About you. Ooh.
And then why'd we pick Come Clean? Because it wasn't the song on the record that you would obviously expect us to play acoustic.
Okay.
I feel like there's for sure one, maybe two songs on the new record that are very like, yep, those would be great acoustic. And I think Travis said it as a joke one time. But he's like, yeah, we're never going to do the obvious acoustic choice. And
It wasn't a joke.
okay, yeah. So Travis
And you proved it.
passionately
And you
used-
proved it here today.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we picked Come Clean because it's a good song. It's still upbeat. It shows a little bit of a different side of what we're doing. It's a favorite for at least two of the guys in the band. I still enjoy really playing it. I think it's a great song. It's just not at the time. But also the solos for At the Time on acoustic guitar would be horrendous, I'm sure.
If you did them, not me.
Just kidding. No, I'm good.
Should we follow with the two acoustics and have a at the top?
That'd be bad.
No, it would be awful.
Fuck yeah.
And the third song, that was that the first song you did, kind of like
Low Regret.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that
Matt
was
just like started playing that riff because none of us wanted to do. We were hard pressed to do two. We're like, what are we gonna do? It took us longer than it should have to decide that.
Selfishly, I was like, what song's in a decent key that I can sing without having to like fully like yell out the chorus like I do live? And then I don't know. I feel like that one's like it feels nice.
yeah. It felt
It's
like
light.
it was decided in like I don't know, 30 seconds.
or less because we
Yeah.
Less, yeah.
we
Yeah,
never
because
even.
you started strumming it and you were like, hey, let's do that one. And
Yeah,
you guys
because
went,
I was just
"Okay."
like, I don't want because I remember the first initial discussion that we tried to have about what songs are we gonna do acoustic, how are we gonna do it, how are we gonna bring the vibe of the band, and I just had a haunting of that moment, and he started playing the harp. I was like, yeah, we're doing that one, and then I was just like, let's just do it as a one take because we've never rehearsed that acoustically.
No. And I guess it's also worth mentioning, though, that, like, yeah, when we're discussing something or really working through an idea in private, working on it as a band, like, we indulge everything. We spend a lot of time on it. We really, like, argue the pros and cons of everything. And it does get tedious. But when we're standing on a festival stage and a stage manager walks up to the side of the stage and says, cut a song, one of us, whoever, gets it together quick enough, yells out what song we're cutting, and everybody kind of is like, yep, okay. I kind of feel like it was one of those where it's like,
A lot of trust in every idea, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, when we're playing, it's a lot different than when we're sitting down working through it.
Yeah.
See, and that will never happen at Moose Fest, cutting a song, because we don't have a stage manager.
Love
It's just a
that.
party, as you guys know.
Also, we wouldn't
is
cut
this
a
you
set.
soliciting a stage manager? Do you need volunteers for Moose Fest?
No.
No.
Actually, we got
Sorry, statement retracted.
we actually
No, we
Five-
have all our
last
volunteers.
year we had Five Buds Cannabis help us out there, so they kind of staffed our event for us. They were running the door, the bar, the merch table. Were they in the
remember
kitchen
this.
too?
No.
They basically staffed our event, and
maybe.
we're doing that again this year. They're staffing our event for us this year, so I think they're giving us 14
Wow.
Yeah.
volunteers.
So yeah,
Voluntold.
shout out 5 Buds
Last
Cannabis.
year-
Hell yeah!
Last year at Moose Fest is when us, Cupid's Heart, and LJ, we all and Colin, we all planned that show we did at the Rock Trout in PA.
Oh yeah.
We,
Oh, really?
We
Yeah.
had the idea before that, but then we were all in the same place. And Cupid's Heart, we're just like, we're gonna corner everyone, and we're gonna figure it out right here. We
Hell
had it
yeah.
in the Ball Diamonds, yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah!
that's
dude. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I think by the end of the day, they had already booked the sound tech.
Yeah,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
Knew, they knew who they were gonna call, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, because he was doing the sound for Moose Fest.
Yeah, no. They cleared the date with him by the end of the day. Like, I think
Yeah.
the show was pretty much booked by the end of that.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cupid's Heart. I freaking love Stacy and Emma, man. They're
Yep.
very near and dear to my heart for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Freaking
Shout
right.
out Prince Albert.
Shout out PA.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's
Well, we talk about PA a lot lately because the Rock Trout is one of those venues that was underused, and now it gets more and more traction.
I
And
love
Such a
it,
cool
yeah.
venue.
Yeah.
I always love that. It's like
It's just a nice room.
yeah,
that's where I grew up playing. Well, not grew up, but that's where I played my first few shows, as
Yep.
with the actual band and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
See, and that venue is new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I after COVID, I don't
Yeah.
even remember what the first show. Maybe it was Cupid's Heart. Would have been the
Could've
first
been.
show that I went to see there. Just within the last year,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what the hell is this?
It's a cool little
freaking
spot,
rights,
eh?
man, and
Yeah.
the owners are great people,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and yeah, it's just a great atmosphere. I love going there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was there when it was called the Tartan Table
Yeah.
for something.
2015 around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
no.
yeah.
But after that.
I feel like my first time playing the room was right around the time it started becoming Rock Trout.
okay,
Yeah.
because they were Rock Trout
Wait, it
before,
was
right?
Rock Trout and then
Pre-pandemic.
Tartan Table
And
and
then
then
Rock
Rock Trout
Trout,
again.
yeah.
I got
Rock
you.
Trout.
Yeah.
It was
So
an actual restaurant.
Yeah.
While it was under Tartan Table, but
Yeah.
now it's under it's just a room to book now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I played there when it was OG Rock Trout that had bar service and stuff.
Yeah.
I recent this is a little off topic, I guess, but on Central and Prince Albert, did you know that there's tunnels under there?
Hey, that's what I was telling someone because I
Dude,
heard stories too about
There
that.
is, man.
Yeah.
It goes
Moose
from
Jaw 2.0.
there. Yeah, it's like
But unmarketed.
yeah. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about that, but they're there.
They're
I'm
still
telling
they're
you,
still
they're
smuggling
Something
the
about,
things.
it's from a house, a certain house. There's a tunnel from. Is
Well,
it
it's like that
JD's house.
like
John
okay from where
Diefenbaker?
Rock Trout is. there's like, what's that tall building? Is it like the museum or something across the road and down Central?
That's the Mac Mall.
Mac Mall, yeah.
The Mac Mall. Well, across the street from there.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
Fire Hall Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes there and it goes underground, like
Yeah.
across to.
That's usually what a tunnel is.
Yeah,
underground.
fuck you. But it goes like across the road and then up the way a little. I thought that was super cool, man. I was hanging out with this gentleman named Eatin Edwards. He's got a band out of Prince Albert called East Side a Second. Yeah, great guy. Like, I love hanging out with him. And I'm telling you, he is an encyclopedia of the history of Prince Albert. I've always like,
Yeah, and he's 20.
Saskatoon's
he's
got one of
super
those
young.
guys.
Yeah.
but I was hanging out with him. I think it was a Cupid's Heart show, mind you. And then, anyways, I
How many
dropped.
Cupid's Heart show did you see?
Dude, I'm telling you, they're near and dear to my heart, man. I friggin' love those girls. But yeah, so Eatin and I, we were hanging out, and he was the one who was like informing me of all this information, and just like, man, we talked for like an hour and a half about the city of Prince Albert. I was never a fan. I grew up near it, out of St. Louis, and I just would always talk shit about Prince Albert and how grubby it is and disgusting it is and whatever. So
Because
always
that's the easy thing to do.
well, it's just from things that I witness when I go there, right? So I was just always constantly shitting all over Prince Albert, and having this conversation with Eatin, not like a light switch, but that evening, man, it stuck with me for like days. I was just thinking of everything he was telling me, like of how, if you look at like the blueprint of Prince Albert and how it's structured, like the fucking gateway to the north, bro, like there's a reason why the mall is where it is, and there's a reason why the buildings are set up the way that, like, there's method to that madness. And then, so if you don't look at the people there, but if you're just talking about the city itself, the structurally and everything.
All the crap and whatever.
Yeah, it's like
any
there's-
city, really.
Yeah, like any city. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
It's a beautiful place. Like, go across the river. It's like you have Little Red River, and
Little
it's
Red's
just a
nice.
beautiful place to be.
Hell yeah.
On it.
That like Central, if you look at old pictures of Central, like from the 60s or whatever, just how beautiful it is with the marquees all down the line and like lights everywhere. It's like, fucking let's do that again.
They
Let's
need
bring
more
that
trees.
shit back.
They need more trees
You
around
think
the
so?
city, like everywhere. Yeah.
I think every city needs more green,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's too hot.
Yep.
But yes, do you have any hard-hitting questions
fuck
for
this
these
again.
gentlemen?
No, I don't do hard-hitting questions.
Do you have any easy breezy ones?
No, I asked those already. You?
I think I asked them already. I want you guys to know, like, Mark and I, we fucking love you guys, man, and we're ride or die. We're in your corner. If there's ever anything like you need from us or just want to shoot the shit, like, fucking doors always open. You guys know how to get a hold of us. We love the shit out of you guys.
Yep.
Our hats off to you. Congratulations on the release, all the work you guys are doing, and if you wouldn't mind, let the people at home know maybe some shows coming up and where they can find you.
Yeah, well, next Saskatoon, well, I guess next set of shows we have would be in, we're playing through Alberta for a couple dates. And then the next Saskatoon show, unfortunately, is a competing show with you guys.
August 10th?
August 10th.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, you
Okay.
guys got, is Moose Fest on?
Moose Fest, August 10th.
You guys are no longer friends. No.
We were friends.
No, we it's a really cool show. It's a benefit show for bikers against child abuse.
Oh.
And we're playing with Dirty and the Perks, which is like a really weird lineup.
I think it's
Doesn't matter.
awesome.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's cool.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Another great band. Definitely. Sweet.
Yeah, I
We
don't
still need to
I
get
miss
them
the
Backwards, backwards Ness.
Yeah, we're playing Backwards Nest at the end of August.
Yeah. So if you didn't get your Ness Creek fix at Ness, come to Backwards Ness.
Okay.
We'll be doing that. Yeah. We'll see what we got going on in the fall. Probably more not sleeping and traveling too much.
Would you guys say, are you guys more active, like social media wise? Would you say that you guys are more active on like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram? Instagram's
Instagram's
the
our
most
biggest
action.
for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anthony's building TikTok for the kids.
them,
I
then
try.
the young whippersnappers.
I love it.
I
love
don't know
it.
what's going on here.
Well, if you guys wanna know more about Greenwing, just look up Greenwing Music, I believe. Greenwing Music on Instagram.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, on Instagram, we'll have the links to all that in the description of this video, so you guys can.
And the
find
website
them there.
is
There's no website yet. It's on our to-do list.
Heyo!
We have a band meeting on Tuesday, okay? Give me a break.
Hell yeah, I love it. Also, you can listen to Greenwing's music on Funky Moose Radio. If you guys
Yes, you
want to
can.
go there, you can go ahead and request a song, and it'll play. I'm gonna say within 10 minutes of you requesting.
It's usually how it goes. I've tested it a couple
Yeah,
times.
let's
it
say
is.
let's
He
say
keeps telling me I'm wrong, and I'm
At
like,
what
dude,
point
every
does it
time I
cut us
request a
off?
song,
Like,
it's
if
10
I
minutes.
sit there requesting our music every 10 minutes, is it going to keep doing that?
No.
you can request it once an hour.
Okay.
Once an hour.
Hell yeah.
But try every minute, anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me. Okay, so no, let's dive into that. So once an hour, that's for me personally.
Yep.
Can other people on multiple IP addresses just
No.
like
It'll notify
I'm
you
just-
that
If the
song's
song
been
is
requested.
requested, then within that hour, that song is kind of blocked
Okay.
for request.
No, my gears just started grinding about like, man, how can we make this like Greenwing radio?
Yeah.
You could just you
Sorry.
could request
Your
request
radio
a song,
station will
a
be
different
ours.
Greenwing song
Yeah,
every
just
hour.
Different Greenwings.
We have a discography.
I love it. Or you could just
Okay. Let
Do
me
a-
fix that.
do a
But-
deal with- do a deal with Mark and be like, here, play a Greenwing song.
We'll give you
every
half of
hour."
our 3 cents every
yeah.
time it plays.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah.
half of your 3 cents is a cent and a half.
That's
How
good
many-
turnover, man.
I'm not agreeing to that. Just do it because you're nice.
I was gonna do it for free, but he offered money, so why wouldn't I take it?
He's not the salesperson.
I'm really bad at negotiating. Like super bad at negotiating.
Yeah.
Festivals get a hold of us and we're like, Travis, talk to them.
Yeah.
So festivals get a hold of Matt.
Don't do that.
Right.
No,
But-
just pay them what they're worth,
But yes,
which is more than they're asking, actually.
click the links to their profile in the description below and shoot them a follow. You guys will not be disappointed. Thank you guys again so much for coming
Thanks,
out to
guys.
Bellevue
Thank you.
today.
Yeah,
man.
thanks
I
for
truly
having us.
appreciate it. Hell yeah. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Fuck.